Hi, I'm Greg Pelican. I'm the marketing manager for Trek Bicycle Stores of Florida. And if you're like me, you're looking for any advantage you can get. And I want to share with you some new product technology that could just very well make you faster. So, tubeless road tires have been out for a while, but the first generation just didn't really mount that easy. It wasn't lighter. The rolling resistance wasn't that great. So really no practical big advantage. Maybe a little bit better from a flat protection. Maybe a little lower air pressure was possible to ride without flats, but other than that, not really worth it. Until recently. So Schwalbe came out with a new tire called the Pro One, and Continental also came out with a tire, the 5000 TL. Both of these tires are showing better performance as far as lower rolling resistance, and the weight's about the same. And at the same time, they changed the formulation of the sidewalls so it's easier to mount the tires. So what we wanted to do is get kind of a real-world test in some kind of reasonably controlled conditions and see what we found. So we took these great wheels. They're Bontrager Alias XXX 6 wheels. I use them on my tri-bike and on my road bike. I wanted to mount them up, see what actually happened. So I went to our ace, Joaquin. He's an Estero. I said, hey man, mount these things up. Let's see what happens. So he mounted them very quickly without any tools, and I was able to mount the other tire, and I don't work on bikes all day, so that's probably a good sign, and I didn't need tools either. And then we used the recommended sealant that Schwalbe recommends, which is called Blue Dock, and we put 30 cc's in each tire. That's what they recommend. We weighed this and compared it to these same wheels with Continental 5000s and tubes. That's my normal setup. And it was almost exactly the same weight. It was like one ounce less. And then, so we took them home. The next day, I went for a ride, and I went to go for a ride. And when I got up in the morning, the rear tire was about half full, and the front tire lost about 30 psi. So not really a good sign. I topped them off and then went for about a 40-mile ride. And that's where it shined. Like immediately I could tell there was lower rolling resistance, super smooth, handling was great. I used about 5 psi less than what I normally use, so 95 psi in the back, 90 in the front, and the tires were super. I was also riding with Sue Fleming, and she has Bontrager XXX 4 wheels with a good tube setup, and we swapped them, and she said, swapped wheels, and I could noticeably tell that her wheels were worse on my bike, and she said, hey, I want these on my bike, right? So immediately, kind of in a double test, we liked it better. The next couple days, I still had this air loss problem. It wasn't sealing 100%, and so what we did was he added another 30 millimeters or cc's of sealant, and that solved the problem. From that time, it's just been friggin' golden. All right, so we're looking at 1,000 miles, 3 months. I've used these wheels in races, time trials, training, on my road bike, on my tri-bike. I have not got one flat, and they look great. So I have to say that's better performance than I would have with a normal like Conti 5000 and tube setup, where I'd probably get 4 or 5 flats in the same time. So really great, and I have to say they corner great, they're comfortable, and they roll great. So for me, this is my new hot setup. Now the only thing is, I'm not sure if the Continental TL tubeless tires are better. So the next test, tune in, it will be Conti 5000 TL tubeless. I'll let you know. Hope to see you on the road. Stay safe.